Hey everybody, we are live. It's shortly after 9 o'clock here on this Monday, April the 11th. Wanted to hop on here, give you guys an update as a lot of the weather community has been watching. We knew that today could be the start of several rounds of severe weather, and currently Mother Nature not disappointing. Maybe some people are disappointed if they do have tornado-warned cells moving into their backyards, as is the case for portions of Arkansas right now. But again, as expectations have arisen, we are seeing them now being met on radar. So during this update, we're going to take you straight over to central northern Arkansas, where at last check there were two tornado-warned cells. We're going to track these storms for you as they approach some larger metropolitan areas, including Little Rock, northern suburbs of Little Rock right now being impacted by one of those tornado-warned cells. And then I wanted to look at the larger picture for the next couple of days, because I do believe that Tuesday, and particularly on Wednesday, is going to be very, very busy for portions of the central United States. So buckle up. Here we go, and we'll get you started off with a radar tour of what's happening right now. In the meantime, if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, thank you. And if you don't mind a quick share, like the video. As always, that is appreciated. So let's go ahead and go on over to our radar source and take a look what's happening right now. And according from this vantage point, not a lot. Okay, there we go. That's better. We actually have quite a bit of activity. There are now 3 tornado-warned cells here as we speak, so we have a lot to get to. We'll start you here. I said Little Rock. Yeah, it's both Little Rock and Hot Springs in the northern suburbs. We are seeing storms, and this one really north of Little Rock is really taking off. So we're going to have to pay close attention to that one. We have a new tornado-warned cell as well. Russellville to Atkins. So let's jump on in here, and this is as nasty as it's look. I've kind of held off coming on because it didn't look like these storms were doing that much. Suddenly this is a very, very ugly looking storm. I want to take another look from our level 2, and I'm going to go ahead and change radar sources here. Again, we are looking at Arkansas for that potential there of some really nasty severe weather. I'm going to quickly take a look at the broader view. I want you guys to be able to kind of get your bearings with me. And you can see the Ohio Valley looking at heavy rainfall, thunderstorms. But the area that we're interested in for the potential of some really nasty supercells over the next hour or so. It's in that flashing red area across portions of central Arkansas. Again, the potential is there for large damaging tornadoes. We do know there have already been some tornado touchdowns. So that's what we're going to cover here during this update. And then as time allows, I want to talk more about what's coming up over the next couple of days ahead. But a lot to get to in this update. I want to thank you guys for being here. Going back over to our level 2 data, and you can see again all the tornado warned areas where I do have information now coming out of the Little Rock radar site, where you've got a large hook echo, broad circulation. Does not look as tight from this particular vantage point, but I'm going to go ahead and check for any possibility of a tornadic debris signature. So we're looking at that now, and that is a possibility. That is a possibility. Let me recalibrate this. I want to check again. Do we have debris in the air? And let's see what it's showing. It's possible. I want to see what the Weather Service is saying on this. Again, coming out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Checking up Little Rock right now. And they do have multiple tornado warnings, as mentioned. I'm going to put this in motion for you as I read off the latest here from the Weather Service out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Tornado warning for Pope and Yell counties. That one goes till 8:15. I believe that's the one to the north. We do have, this is not confirmed, but preliminary spotter report of baseball-sized hail north of Mayflower, Arkansas. Baseball-sized hail. Huge hail reports coming out of this. So let me get all of the warning information, and this is the one from Little Rock here, and they are calling this a radar indicated, so it's not confirmed. That's good, but you can see it's getting into a pretty metro area. You know, there's a lot of people in line here. What is that highway that runs northwest southeast on the northwest side of Little Rock? We'll be watching that as it approaches, say, Jacksonville to the north side. That's the town of Cato, Gibson, Gravel Ridge, north of Little Rock. So that one definitely worth watching. Here's another one. Doesn't look quite as organized, but they do have a tornado warning approaching Owensville. That's Owensville in central Arkansas. Let's see what the warning says. That's a tornado warning for northeastern Garland County, northwestern Saline County, western Pulaski County. That goes until 8:45 p.m. Central Time. And to me, from this vantage point, that one doesn't look terribly organized. Not nearly as organized as the one now approaching northern suburbs of Little Rock. The third one, so again, a trio of tornado warnings for you. Adjust my shot just a little bit there. This one also not terribly organized, but let's go through the warning with you. Warning remains in effect until 8:15 p.m. That is for northeastern Yell and southern Polk counties. 8:15. It's radar indicated. It is reporting $half sized hail possible with that. Let's go back over to our main area of concern. That's a tornado, looks like developing or on the ground. Okay, so tornado north side of Little Rock. That looks like it's doing business. We place my marker, go on over to CC. Yep, that's confirmed. That is a tornado in progress. Weather Service says likely TDS noted approaching Cato. So that we're capturing it live with you. So sure enough, that's coming. That's dropping out of the sky. They're saying likely. They haven't put the confirmed tag on it. I think they're going to. So National Weather Service is tracking this live with us as I am with you. And so if you have friends, family in this region, let's get the word out right now. Tornado warning in effect. This is going to be a confirmed northwestern Lonoke County, southern Faulkner County, also northeastern portions of Pulaski County. That goes until 8:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And again, I think they're about to confirm this. I'm confirming it on my radar right now. This looks like it's the real deal. You've got the velocity on the right. You got reflectivity on the left. I'll go ahead and I'll lay down the marker for you. New radar imagery coming in now. That looks to be, that is an ugly looking signature. Ugly. I'm going to want to share this over with some of our friends on Twitter. I appreciate you guys helping to get the word out as well. You just never know when timely warning can help to save a life, and we don't say that lightly, but that's exactly what can happen when we work together to get the information out in a timely fashion. You just don't know when it's going to land in front of someone that could be in the path of the storm. They may not know. So again, not everybody weather aware, so that's why we do kind of rely on you guys to help us out. So let's see. Thank you for being on. I've got Chandra coming out of Mississippi helping this evening to get the word out. Chandra, I need to make you a moderator sometime. You're on here quite often. Betty Ann Dixon, good evening, and watching from Ontario. And again, thank you for being on here. I do want to look at this. This is okay. So the new data is coming in now. This looks like this looks like a no doubter. And yeah, everything that I'm looking at confirms that we have a tornado on the ground north of Little Rock, Arkansas. You can see some of the communities where it's moving to. I'll be sharing over another radar with you coming up here in a few minutes. Let me see if I can get a highway on this. This is Highway 6467. That's is it U.S. or state highway? I believe that's State Highway 6467, is that right? Or is that U.S.? I think it's both. But you know who you are. And that's going to be moving towards, that warning is going to go from Cabot to Austin to Ward to is it Beebe? Beebe? Let me make sure I get those names right. Probably no chance. A lot of lightning this is putting out, though. I'm going to put this in motion for you. You guys can watch it. This is the real deal. Looks like this tornado is developing very rapidly, so I want to include some of the information here and share it over with my followers on Twitter and also on Getter, by the way, which is a great source of information in real time without all the red flags and the censorship that you get from Twitter. But this is not a time to censor information. This is a time to get the information out. This is a time to make sure that people are paying attention to what's happening around here. So let me get this updated here. I'm going to share the other radar with you guys coming up here in a few minutes as well. Weather Service, are they going to? Yeah, there it is. They just issued the observed. I don't know why it took them a few minutes, but they did. Tornado now observed. Tornado damage threat catastrophic. Hail to 1.25 inches for Faulkner, Lonoke, Pulsaki until 8:45 p.m. At 8:11 p.m., a confirmed large and destructive tornado was located near Olmsted, or 8 miles west of Little Rock, Arkansas. 8 miles west of Little Rock. Okay, they're going to call this a tornado emergency. A tornado emergency is coming down the pipe for northern Little Rock. I'm glad we got on here when we did. And let me get that information out again to our other friends that are watching this. We've got to get this out immediately. Again, they just don't issue these that often. And when they do, you've got to be ready. And if you guys don't mind, give me a moment while I get this information out as quickly as I possibly can. I want to save the image here. And it's giving me some sort of an issue. That shouldn't be a big deal. Let's see what we've got. And they're calling this, they're going to go with the tornado emergency. Tornado emergency. So it's imperative that we get this out very quickly. And I think I've got the image to share. Tornado emergency has been issued. And I appreciate you guys. I'm going to share this over as well with my main Facebook page. Try to get as many eyeballs on this as possible. So tornado emergency has been issued. right, that information is going out right now, and I appreciate your all's patience with me on this. Just want to make sure that we get this out in front of as many people as we possibly can. You just never know. You never know. I'm glad I got on here when I did, and you never know when it can make a difference. It can save a life. It absolutely can, and will. So this information is going out. It's out there on Twitter. It's out there on Getter, and I'm getting this over on our Facebook page as well as we speak. Let me put this map into motion for you. Again, very, very ugly looking signature developing on radar just north of Little Rock, short distance north of Little Rock, huge mesocyclone. Going to put this, rock this in motion for you, showing you the progress. You can see where they have extended that warning. Again, observed tornado, confirmed large, dangerous tornado because it's moving into a metropolitan area. They're going to go ahead with the verbiage of a tornado emergency, very rare. When they do that, you absolutely have to pay attention. So that information is now out on several of our social medias. I might be, let's see if I can change the title of our YouTube stream in real time. I don't know if I can do that. I know I can. I just don't know how much time it's going to take me to do it. So I do want to keep looking at the data as it's coming in. Make sure that we're getting the latest to you as we speak. We'll be able to see some images coming out of Central Arkansas as well in real time during this update. In the meantime, I do want to check. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for helping me get the word out as well. Will these storms hit the East Coast by New York and New Jersey? Yeah, on Thursday. Thursday you'll see some storms, but it won't be nearly as severe as it is right now. So that's why it's important that we help our friends out in the Midwest. Again, tornado emergency being issued by our friends over at the Storm Prediction Center, the National Weather Service, I should say, out of Little Rock, Arkansas. That's scary, scary stuff. It really is. So let me get this over with our Facebook audience as well, and then we can resume watching the storm together. Again, I'm going to put this back into motion for you, and yeah, it's well placed. You take a look at what's happening up there. The TDS is not as clear as it was a few moments ago, but boy, that's a tough looking rotation. You cannot mess around with something like that, and I hope everybody's heeding the warnings here. I'm moving this on over right now to again my live Facebook page. That is Weather Live Media. If you do follow on Facebook, that's where it's at. Otherwise, we're YouTubing. This is J Capel, user, or make that YouTube /J Capel1. J Capel1, just like the last name is spelled. And there we go. Got a share coming in from Amy Lee Yates. And here we go. And so let's go ahead and share this bad boy over. Share to our feed. And boom. Okay, that's out. So we should be up to date now. So that information is out to all of the parties that need to know. And I'm going to get back to the activity of live tracking the storm. And you can see, I mean, it's just an absolute bowling ball feature. Moving to on the north side of Little Rock. I'm going to see if there's any images coming in. Right now, I'm going to make sure I'm not missing anything from the National Weather Service on this deal. Got a little bit of an echo. Let me take care of that. There we go. And let's see what our friends over the Weather Service are saying about this. Right now, they are continuing with the observed. They're calling this a tornado emergency for southeast Faulkner, far northern Pulaski, and northern Lonoke counties. Lonoke counties, that goes until, I believe, 8:45 p.m. Central Time. So if you're following with me, we're on Eastern, so that would go until 9:45 Eastern, but for those locally impacted by this tornado, that's 8:45 Central Time. This storm, it looks like it's RFDing. That's the rear flank downdraft. Looks like it may be trying to dominate the circulation, and that's a good thing. May actually help to reduce the risk of that tornado stays on the ground very long. But at last check, they were calling it a confirmed. I'm looking back over at correlation coefficient. We did see it debris kick up in the air about the time that thing really wrapped up. I'm not necessarily seeing that signature now. So it may or may not be on the ground. Regardless, we have to treat it like it is. It's a dangerous looking storm. So there you go. Let's take a look at the other two storms, and we'll go back over to our other radars as well. They're going to let the tornado warning go for that was Yell and Pope counties. It's just a severe thunderstorm warning for you. And then further to the south, Owensville approaching, what is that, Benton, Salem. That is a tornado warned storm. Not the prettiest of all signatures that I've seen. And this is not tornado. This is not radar confirmed. So again, the main threat's going to continue to be this guy right here. Let's see what it looks like over on WSV3 if we put everything in motion for you. Here are those storms that we're tracking, and I'm going to see if I move my logo out of the way. All right. Let's see. All right, and then let's put this into motion the last 4 hours or so, and we'll check in with our friends over on both the Facebook feed and also the YouTube feed. Thanks for being on, by the way. I've got Robin in the house. Robin Kuman, thank you. Just getting on. Hope everyone is safe. Thank you. HW Fines. Okay. Thanks for the info. Keep up the great work with giving people awareness. You bet. And thanks for being on, by the way. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And all right, well, with that, you can see that area that we're watching for you. This area identified by the Storm Prediction Center, possibility of significant tornadoes here this evening. Moving into the Little Rock, Arkansas area as we speak. Here's a look at the categorical risk, where there is an enhanced risk of severe weather in orange. It does extend from southeastern Oklahoma all the way through central portions and into northern portions of Arkansas. That is a slight risk of severe weather. It goes from the Red River Valley in Texas all the way over to western portions of Tennessee, far southwestern portions of Kentucky tonight. Well, watch. This is the first of a three-part series. We're going to have 3 days of severe weather. I think today, honestly, the setup on the lower end, even though we are obviously seeing some tornadic development, which I do want to look at social media pictures coming up next. And we're going to be looking at that together here in a moment. Let's go back over to our other radar source and see if we have any new developments as far as the level 2 data is concerned. And the signature is looking about the same to me. So again, a wrapped up supercell, but the circulation is looking broad. It's looking like it's what we call outflow dominant. That rear flank downdraft looks like it's getting out ahead of the main storm. So the storm is what we call occluded. And that may be, at least temporarily, lower the tornado risk. The tornado that was on the ground, I'm not so sure that it is, although I do see some other areas of interest that we'll continue to investigate together. Don't see any evidence here that it's on the ground, so we'll continue to monitor and we will watch together. Here's a look at the satellite imagery from this evening, and looking across
in the surface obs.
Oh, that's interesting.
And it's still hanging in there because it's in a favorable environment.
I think
there's something
I
here.
think I
that's
see
not
how
like
that's
it.
happening. Yeah,
And,
sorry about that.
There's
So
gotta be something we can find.
looks like we got a little bit of
in the surface
echo
obs.
there. So we'll go back over to
And it's still hanging in there because it's in a favorable
WSV3,
environment.
and
It's
also.
there's something here that's not liking. And
All
there's
right,
gotta
so
be
let's go back
something
over
we
to
can
the
find
regular radar now.
in the surface obs.
So that's the enhanced infrared satellite imagery you were looking at there. Actually, I kind of want to go back to that. Yeah, just ignore the background noise. There's another channel that's in there. I'm going to see if I can eliminate that. In the meantime, I do see some images coming in on social media.
It's just there's something here
Tornadoes
that's
from
not liking.
earlier this evening
And,
in Arkansas. We're going to take a look at that together.
in the surface
And
obs.
let's see if I can't go ahead and filter that noise out.
And it's still hanging in there because it's in a favorable environment. It's just there's something here that's not liking. And there's gotta be.
All right, that should take care of that. All right, good to go. So satellite is working, and Radar is working. We're looking at images coming in from social media next. Let's do that now. So let's go on over to our social media. And there's the warnings. And we're tracking images coming out of Arkansas this evening. Here's a look at tornado from earlier. You can see the tornado emergency hashtag. There's a tornado that was near Scranton, Arkansas, about an hour ago. About an hour. Here, this one by Zachary Hall. Looks like he may have intercepted a tornado that came out of the sky. That's Bloomer, Arkansas.
Unbelievable. Tornado on the ground right to the south.
Oh.
Look at the helical vortices.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, you got those little helicity vortices that he's speaking about. Yeah, this is going to be the beginning. We did, unfortunately, get some damage here. Looks like a cell phone tower taken down by a tornado out of Springdale. And it looks like a business is unfortunately heavily damaged, if not completely destroyed. So that's in Springdale, Arkansas. And, okay. Oh, no, I went back too far. That is Arkansas, but that's from the 30th. So no, that was not live. I apologize. Let's go back over to radar, see who we have, and we'll continue to monitor our feeds to see if we get any more reports of damage or anything new. There are the storms as they're accumulating, and they're kind of aggregating. Some of these severe, some of these have been tornadic. Going back over to level 2, again, focusing on central Arkansas. Yeah, the storm that they put out the tornado emergency for, boy, it wrapped up really fast. About the time I was coming on, they went ahead and they called it confirmed, which it did confirm on radar, at least briefly. And then from there, they went ahead and they put the tornado emergency tag out, but not so sure if that's on the ground now. It does not appear to be, but we will double check. And so I'm going to investigate a few different areas on the storm at this point. So when we look inside of what previously looked like maybe a debris ball signature, I don't see evidence of that now. So that's at least good in the meantime. But it is moving towards Cabot, Jacksonville. And again, that's Highway 64 and 67. That runs southwest and northeast on the northeast side of Little Rock, Arkansas. It's a big storm. It's a capable and a dangerous storm. So good information there. I'm going to check in with our new radar source here as well. Oh yeah, take a look at this. All right, let's go to that now. This is Radar Omega. I just started playing around with this recently, I think it's pretty cool. What do you all think? So this should be Radar Omega, and this one will kind of give us some different perspectives on these storms. Right now it looks like looking at temperatures in the middle 60s, it looks like, or these are dew point temperatures, so we got quite a bit of juice that's available. You can see the tornado warned area. Let's see if it gives me information here. Tornado emergency expires in 14 minutes is what it's saying. There's a look at the area. Lots of lightning with this storm. And there's you go. You can see the storm, the areas that are being impacted by this. Deer Creek subdivision. You're seeing large hail likely out of that part of the storm for you. Zion Hill, you're getting on the backside of the circulation. The danger is moving to your east. You got TKO subdivision, should be seeing some pretty gusty winds associated with this rear flank downdraft. And then it looks like if additional circulations are to occur, they could be occurring down here near Greyhawk Addition, Pine Woods Addition, or Shadow Oaks Addition. So again, we're talking about suburbs of Little Rock, Arkansas. There's the other tornado warning storm as it approaches Benton. It should lift to the north of Benton. I think you're going to be safe there at that point. See if we have any videos available from this area. There's a tornado report. There's one video from Vince Walete. I think that's his name. Vince. Looks like
Riley's going to keep an eye on this for us as well. I'm trying to get.
Okay. So we'll continue to monitor that. That's one of the features of this radar is that it does come with some live features, including storm chasing live streams, which it can be very helpful. All right, let's see who we have in the program before we get to our extended outlook, and we'll continue to monitor that storm now moving northeast of Little Rock. Says updating information coming on the tornado emergency coming in from Weather Service out of Little Rock. Says they continue the tornado observed. The possibility of catastrophic damage is what they're saying. But again, from what I'm seeing, while we want to continue to take the warning seriously, go take our safety precautions now. The storm just does not look like it's maintaining. So it doesn't mean that it can't wrap back up and it can't produce another one. But right now, I find it doubtful that it's on the ground. But there is a vigorous updraft with this. And the whole thing is rotating pretty hard. So we want to continue to monitor this in real time as we go back on over to our other radar. And there we go. So there's our level 2 data for you. So we put that into motion. Let's see who we have in the program. Thanks for being on. Thanks for helping us get the word out. And again, we're going to go into an extended discussion coming up next. We'll continue to monitor the severity of that storm. If you guys on YouTube don't mind smashing the like button, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and be sure to hit the notification bell. We want you to come back, and of course this channel is dedicated to higher end severe threats. So when the weather is at its worst, that's when you want to make sure that you're watching us. So we appreciate you for that. There's a look at that tornado observed damage. It's not a damage report, but it is a report. Said Little Rock Air Force Base observer reported a tornado northwest of the base as well as 3/4 inch hail. Okay, so that's coming from a reporter out at the Air Force Base there near Little Rock. Okay, and so our friends over on the Weather Live Media page on Facebook, that's Weather Live, WX Live Media. Looks like we've got a few people on here. Thank you for being on. I want to say hello to Amy and Marty. And no, Janice, we're fine. This is Arkansas. It looks like our area will be under the gun potentially late Wednesday. Floyd County, Indiana says, Marty, what's it looking like? Well, we've got some storms. I can investigate general weather as well during this update. No risk of severe weather tonight for that part of the Ohio River Valley. Let's go on over to our larger perspective here. That's with the convective risk area. I'll turn that off here momentarily so we can focus on all the rain and thunderstorms. Maybe you're watching us from New York, as Janice Briggs is. So we've got rain, general rains, no thunder with this, just rain. From Rochester down through a good chunk of western Pennsylvania. It's a pretty miserable drive right now on Interstate 90, Rochester to Cleveland. Erie, you're seeing the wet weather as you travel south of Cleveland. Down 71 towards Columbus, it breaks up. That break continues into Cincinnati before you see the rain returning in earnest. So we were getting questions about the Ohio River Valley, Floyd County, Indiana. There you go. You got a heavy slug of rain moving in. Just rain. Could have a little embedded thunder. You probably will, in fact. But downpours, severe threat, very, very small. Almost actually no severe threat for Louisville. There will be a small severe threat south of Paducah, where you have these stronger storms. Unfortunately, near Mayfield right now. Don't need that. Moving towards Hopkinsville. Stronger thunderstorms possible I'm not expecting anything in form of significant severe weather tonight here. Obviously, that's not the case for Arkansas. Little Rock with that really nasty cell. And this is where that, again, severe threat will be for tonight. There's your convective risk for tonight. So let's talk about the setup. Next couple of days, I'm going to keep one eye on what's happening in Arkansas. They continue with that tornado warning, but nothing new. To the north, they are extending a severe thunderstorm warning for Ward, Bebe, B-E-E-B-E, and Hickory Plains. So we're watching that for you. Let's take a look at your convective outlook. I'm going to turn off the radar here while we do this. We're going to talk now about expectation for the next couple of days. So this is tonight's severe outlook. You can see that it's pretty limited tonight. But look what happens when we get into the day tomorrow. So tomorrow, if we go on into the day 2, have a look there. Now, oh yeah. So now, tomorrow, very large area that's underneath an enhanced risk in the orange, huge area underneath a slight risk in yellow. In the green is a marginal risk of severe weather. And let's go through the categorical risk because there's going to be a pretty significant tornado threat tomorrow. I think north as we head towards eastern sections of Nebraska. So let's get into your tornado risk tomorrow. Yeah, that's a 10%. And so we'll have to watch this area, particularly Omaha to Des Moines, central and southwestern sections of Iowa, far northwestern sections of Missouri, far northeast sections of Kansas, far southeast sections of Nebraska. But that tornado risk of 5% in the brown goes all the way down to the Gulf Coast. So this is tomorrow. Let's look at hail probabilities. You can see that highest to the west at 30%. And then significant tornado, that same area of Iowa and parts of Missouri, Nebraska, and just a portion of Kansas associated with significant tornado. But what about wind probabilities? Also going to be maximized up in that same area. So that's your day 2. Let's move on to day 3, and I think this is going to be the big one. Look at that. That's also equally large enhanced risk area, and that one does move into portions of the Ohio River Valley, the Middle Mississippi River Valley. Has a lot of major metropolitan areas from Indianapolis down to St. Louis, down through Memphis, getting close to Nashville and Louisville. But goes down to Jackson, Shreveport, and again, Little Rock, Arkansas. When you expand out a little bit further in the yellow, day 3, so this is Wednesday night, the large yellow area there, that it does include Chicago and New Orleans, Chattanooga, that's a slight risk. So I do believe a part of this region will be upgraded on Wednesday to a moderate risk. That's my expectation at this point. As you guys know, if you follow this channel, that moderate risk is pretty rare. So this is something we'll be watching very carefully here over the next few days ahead. So going back to the risk for tonight, though, there it is, limited for Arkansas and really western portions of Tennessee. So that's what we're looking at right now. I'm going to bring that radar imagery back up here. We'll go over the latest, what's happening northeast of Little Rock on level 2 next. So thank you for being on tonight and helping to get the word out that we're on here. Just trying to give people, advanced heads up of what's going on. So we appreciate you. I am watching some of my live chats, by the way, on both YouTube and also on Facebook. Okay, and there you have it. All right, my friends. Well, let's go on over to that another look at level 2. Hopefully that storm continues to wind down. This is the one that they've got the tornado emergency on. That, soon after they issued that tornado emergency, it didn't look as threatening. And sometimes that happens. They pulse up, they pulse down. Glad we were on here, though. Get the word out the moment they hit that tornado emergency. So let me explain what I'm looking at. Again, reflectivity on the left side, velocity on the right. Just not seeing that tight circulation that we had. And yeah, not seeing really much of an evidence of organization. I think they're probably going to have to let this go. See how much time we have left on. Go back over, and the warning goes until about another 3 minutes. So let's listen and see if they're going to do anything with it. Let me turn my ears on.
About another 3 minutes. So let's listen and see.
Turn that echo off. Let's see what the weather service is saying. Well, got a storm report of hail to golf ball size. That's out of Austin or Lanoke County. They're saying that they're watching another circulation possibly forming. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to put this into motion. Let me really focus on what's happening here. I need to rock that back. All right, I see what they're saying. All right, so there is a new circulation developing right here. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, we'll need to monitor that for a little bit. There is a new circulation. You watch my mouse, my cursor, it's right here. Let me pull out my whiteboard to see if that's working today. So that location just south of Cabot. There's the new potential circulation that's developing. To the north, they do have a severe thunderstorm warning. And let's get the verbiage on that warning as well. It's for a bunch of counties. Prairie, Lonoke, Faulkner, White, Pulaski. Until 9:15, it's a severe for winds to 60 mile per hour and quarter-sized hail. All right, well, let us know how we're doing tonight. How's the video quality? How's the audio quality? We showed you, we are continuing to monitor what's happening now. We did show you the convective outlook for the next couple of days. It's going to be busy. I'll likely put out a short video tomorrow identifying those areas of highest risk for severe weather both tomorrow, but then also on Wednesday. I want to watch both time frames, but particularly on Wednesday, I think we have enough ingredients maybe for a moderate risk of severe weather. Again, pretty rare. You don't typically see too many of those. So that could be an outbreak. That could be a lot of tornadoes, so we'll be watching for that. Emily on here tonight says audio and video sound great. Thank you, Emily, and good to see you, by the way. We've got, yeah, we'll miss having you around. Good to have you back in the fold. Yeah, so Emily's on, Amy's on, Marty's on. That's on the Facebook feed. Thanks for checking out the Facebook channel. It's growing, by the way. We're starting to get more and more eyeballs on this channel. So if you do have a presence on Facebook, you'd like to have a weather source, we'd love to have you. That's myself, meteorologist Rich Lupia, as well, contributing meteorologist to this page, and that's WX Live Media. We'd love to have you. And tip of the hat over to our friends on YouTube that follow the meteorologist Jeremy Capel channel. Also, thank you guys for being on tonight. I think it's going to be a pretty busy next couple of days, so you want to monitor both of these channels for the latest on severe weather and severe weather expectations. So with that, just had dinner a little while ago. Pretty sure I've got heartburn or something. Anyway, let me take a sip. Yeah, I'm watching that storm with you guys, and it's kind of losing its identity. But it is a strong enough storm we'll want to continue to monitor. There was that new circulation they were monitoring. I don't think it's coming together. Don't get me wrong, it's trying, But yeah, it doesn't look conducive. They are dropping the tornado emergency. They've dropped the confirmed tag as well. Now they're just saying radar indicated, but they did issue a new tornado warning downwind. So let's cover that warning for you. All right, new tornado warning. This time it's a radar indicated tornado. This is for northwestern Prairie and northern Lonoke counties until 9:30 p.m. Central Time. Radar indicated. Let's look for any metropolitan areas that'll be impacted. Not a lot. It's near Cabot right now, moving towards Butlerville. See if I can get a highway on there for you. Highway 38. Highway 38 to Butlerville. We are seeing a considerable amount of hail falling with this storm. Let's go on over to Radar Omega. Kind of show you where that hail threat is a little bit. And yeah, right here, Austin to Sweetwater Estates. That's going to be moving generally towards Young Subdivision and Butlerville, north of Mount Spring Estates, although you're very close to that circulation in Mount Spring Estates. Let's see what else we've got for you. Quite a bit of lightning with the storm. Again, one of our newer tools here, Radar Omega. Thunderstorms blossoming across portions of Arkansas tonight. Some of them have been tornadic, though. Earlier today, there were what appears to be a couple of touchdowns, and we'll take one more look at social media. Any of those that did touch down, any images that we have coming in. There's the level 2 radar now. And circulation is still it's present. It's just not that sharp. Satellite perspective from just a little while ago. This is the enhanced infrared satellite imagery. Oh, well, maybe there it is. Showing you that cluster of storms firing up across central portions of Arkansas. That's the main concern. Other storms, though, also firing up as well. And let's see if we got any images coming in from social media. Ooh, look at the hail. Okay, that's significant hail. So this is Cabot. That looks to be a golf ball there. Golf ball sized hail. Oh, how come you're not looking at that? Let's make sure you guys get to see this too. There you go. Golf ball sized hailstone, Cabot, Arkansas. Oh, look at that. Yeah, pretty good sized hail there. Very irregular shapes. Looks like that would hurt. All right, we got a tornado here. Oh, yeah, it looks like we did. This is that touchdown near the bowling alley in Cabot, Arkansas. So this just happened. This just happened. Oh, I don't know. It's hard to tell if that is... I mean, that lowering is pretty defined. It's hard to tell what we're looking at. I want to play that again. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell. It's definitely a lowering. I can't tell if that is an actual funnel or if that some sort of scud or shelf cloud feature. Let me play that one more time. It's not definite. It's not definite, but anyway, it's good to know. This is a look at looks like a pretty good sized tornado, but it's hard to tell. Near Scranton, Arkansas. That's a couple of hours ago. And then here's one more tornado as it developed.
Unbelievable. Tornado
double helix in there.
Look at the helical vortices.
Helical vortices. You can file that under words you don't hear every day. That's Bloomer, Arkansas by Zachary Hall. And he's out there tweeting at Ryan Hall. Not sure if they're related. Probably not. Probably not. But anyway, that's it. That's an update on social media. Let's do a final check of who we have. One final radar update, unless there's a reason for us to stay on, which, of course, you know we will. All right, it's about 9:52 Eastern Time, 8:52 Central Time. And let's see who we have on the program tonight. Thanks for being here. I've got Sharon on. Says, just dropped in. Thanks for being on, Sharon. Good to have you. We had a rather serious situation develop at the top of this program. But we came on just before they issued a tornado emergency. I am very happy to report that things don't look nearly as serious at this time. Still a tornado warning out there. We'll want to treat that seriously. But yeah, it just doesn't have it together, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So, all right, so that's over there. Thank you for our Facebook audience tonight. Looking good. Got Chelsea on here, and Julia. Thanks for being in. And then Emily Pittman in tonight. Is this what's going to hit Kentucky this week? Yeah, it's associated. There's a broader system that we're watching to the west. It is definitely associated. In fact, I'll use this time to kind of show you guys what's coming. Okay? So what I'll do is we'll do like a little real-time forecast discussion. I don't see anything imminent. When I say that, let me do one more checkup on this storm. Yeah, again, I just don't see it coming together right now. I'll continue to monitor that. Let's take a look at the jet stream pattern together and figure out what's going to be happening this week. There's the jet stream, which active jet stream winds. Anytime you get that southwesterly flow, things get active. But that's what we've got. But I want to point out the core of these jet stream winds out west. Out there, making their way into the southern basin right now, the Great Basin. Those are the winds that will be associated with what evolves over the next couple of days. Let's go on into COD weather, and I want to watch this as it develops into the day tomorrow. So that upper low is going to spin out into the plains tomorrow. See what we can get here on this imagery. What are the 18 Zulu? And we'll see those storms firing up rapidly across the Central Plains tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. These may not get going in earnest until later tomorrow, like late evening, 9, 10 o'clock later. And they will have a tornado threat with them. Let's take a look from another perspective. And I'm going to take you guys right through the GFS. So deep low moves out of the Rockies into the Central Plains tomorrow, early afternoon. It's going to bring snow to the Dakotas. Not unusual at all to have heavy, wet snow this time of the year in South North Dakota, northern Minnesota. But then late evening, we're going to have storms erupting along a dry line and cold front. Deep low, it deepens from 985 to what is that? Deep low, 985 low, looks like 979 low. No, that's 980. It's 985 low. So storm's going to fire up tomorrow evening. And then it's really on Wednesday. So tomorrow evening, legitimate severe risk, tornado risk, wind risk, hail risk. But this is where I see the explosion. And you can see those pops of yellow. Every one of those could be strong to severe thunderstorms as we head towards late Wednesday and into Wednesday night. So that would be my main concern. This is the European forecast model showing what's happening tonight. The rain moving through. We got the storms firing up tomorrow for the Central Plains, but then bam, right here. So this is what we'll be watching for you. A lot of ingredients. There's going to be a lot of wind with this. Let's go over to, see if I get a shot of the Central Plains here. And we just go Central U.S. I want to show you the winds on this. Again, this is according to the latest run of the European forecast model. Ugh, look at this thing. All right, so this is where we're at now. And tomorrow, look at the winds coming out of the plains, low-level wind field. Any storms that lock into that environment could rotate. So this is tomorrow night. Look at the winds, robust wind field. And then Wednesday all through the Ohio River Valley. And so, yeah, a lot of ingredients. Now, as far as instability, that's going to be a possible limiting factor for this. Into the day tomorrow, instability just goes bonkers across the Central Plains. And that could be one ingredient that really fuels those storms into Iowa. Kansas, you're not going to have as much lift or wind energy. So that's why we think Iowa may be closer to the center of that. And then Wednesday, we don't see as much instability. And the reason is because we see a lot more in the way of showers and storms out ahead of the main line. And so it's the interaction with that stuff out front that'll likely have an impact on what we ultimately see. Let's see, we got Middle Mississippi River Valley on here. Don't want Upper Midwest. Let's try this one. That's close up. Nah, too close. Ohio Valley. That's broad. Let's do that. So yeah, what we're seeing during the day on Wednesday is an area of thunderstorms. These are mostly likely sub-severe. And what they could do is they're going to limit the instability factor for the second wave. So timing of that's going to be critical. And then how much instability, how much recovery do you get before the main show, which I'm showing you right here late evening on Tuesday. From St. Louis to Indianapolis, southward to Paducah, and then into the deep south. And those storms should gradually weaken as we go into the overnight period. All right, let's check back on the radar, see what's happening with that tornado warned cell. That was a look ahead towards the possibility of a moderate risk later on this week. This is what's happening now. It's an ugly looking signature, and it's ugly for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's a big, powerful storm. But it's ugly because it's not organized. And because it's not that organized, I just don't think that the tornado threat is that high right now. I just don't think so. I don't see it in the data, but don't take my word for it. Let's check in with the Weather Service, see what they're saying. Okay, so they've issued another tornado warning. Where'd they issue this one at? All right, there's another tornado warning they just issued for Springfield. I'm not impressed with this one either. I really do wish they would reserve these warnings a little bit more than they do for when, the threat's a little higher. Just my take on this. Let's see where we're looking at data at about 2,300 feet. So you're getting very good data. But again, not a great signature. We'll go over some of the warnings though. That is South Central Van Buren County, East Central Conway County, Northwestern Faulkner County. That goes till 9:45 p.m. Central Time. And then the other one that we've been following for you is this one down here. That's Northwestern Prairie in northern Lonoke County until 9:30. That one goes for about another half hour. But I'm probably only going to monitor a little bit longer because if we don't, again, this channel reserved for higher end severe weather threats. Once that threat goes down to a certain threshold, we are no longer going to monitor, but we're going to stay with this just a little bit longer. And I'm going to scan, see if there's any new information coming in. Good Facebook crowd. Thanks for being on. Be sure to come back Make sure that you like this page because we like you, okay? We'd like for you to come back as well. You're very welcome, Emily. It is going to be busy, I think, for a couple of days. Rich Lupia in the house. I agree, Rich. Didn't look like tonight was going to be all that big of a deal. We had a little flare-up this evening. Rich, they issued a brief tornado emergency, but quickly that storm devolved, fortunately. And I think we're probably going to be okay tonight. But I did want to hop on here and make sure that we were giving it a good look. Thank you to our friends on the YouTube channel. That's YouTube.com/user/JCapel1. And if you guys don't mind a quick like, share, and maybe even more importantly, make sure you subscribe and come back, hit the notification bell. Be able to see you guys next time. All right, with that being said, I'm going to take one final look at radar, and then we're probably going to wrap this one up. And I really think we're in pretty good shape overall. Let's go back to WSV3. Let's see if we got anything new coming in on Radar Omega as well. So WSV3 also showing you guys where we do have the convective risks that are, and again, that severe threat tonight, it's going to be confined to this area right here. And so if you're up in Kentucky and you're worried about this, no worries at all. You're going to be just fine. But again, that convective outlook, tomorrow it gets much more aggressive ahead of that next storm. The one that we've identified for you out west over the Great Basin that begins to lift out into the plains. Got a broad area that we're going to be watching for some serious weather tomorrow. And then as we work our way into day 3, this is the day it's going to affect a lot more people. As you could have severe weather from Chicago all the way down close to Dallas and New Orleans. Broad area under an enhanced or slight risk. And I think a large part of this area is going to be upgraded. I think a moderate risk may be required for Wednesday. So just know that myself, Rich Lupia likely, will be helping to track this stuff in real time. All right, final radar check. Radar Omega. Looking across Arkansas tonight, dew point temperatures in the 60s, helping to fuel the storms. But again, overall, the storms just, they have produced a couple of tornadoes, but nothing recently within the last half hour. An hour ago, I guess, when we were getting on here, it got serious for a minute, which is why they issued that tornado emergency, but it just didn't pan out, and that's good. That's a very good thing. We'll continue to monitor this for y'all. And let's finish up here. And again, I want to thank you guys for being a part of the program tonight. As always, it's appreciated. And yeah, still watching that storm. I'll continue to monitor it. You know, if it looks like it poses a greater threat, may try to pop back on. But I think that we're in good shape right now. Chris Pate on here says it needs to skip Iowa. We don't want it. Chris Pate, remind me, what part of Iowa are you at? Is Nashville going to get hit? Yeah, Nashville will be in line Wednesday. Wednesday could be a tough day for Nashville. Tony Noble in the house. Wednesday, friend, we're going to have some pretty nasty storms. Late day, and look out. Look out late Wednesday. Tony Noble, good friend of mine, down in the Nashville area, overdue for a visit. So, but anyway, with that being said, we're in pretty good shape tonight. I'll continue to monitor, but I think we're all going to survive this tonight. I shouldn't say that. I really shouldn't say that. That's bad juju. Knock on wood, say a prayer. I am investigating this storm maybe just one more time. And again, it's got a dangerous looking hook echo on it. It looks like it's a scary storm, but it's really just not. It's pretty benign. It's also moving into a pretty rural area. So I think we'll let this one go. All right, guys, thank you very much for being on. As always, you're the reason for the season, as they say, right? You guys have a great night. We will have more updates tomorrow and Wednesday. Look for us here. Again, that's WX Live Media and also J Capel on YouTube. Thanks for being on. We'll talk to you guys very, very soon.